How can multiple teams work together on the same product? Let's find out. There are many frameworks to work with Scrum at scale. We will use the Nexus Framework as an example of scaling Scrum. Nexus is a framework built on top of Scrum. It does not modify the Scrum guide. On the contrary, the rules of Scrum fully apply within Nexus. However, Nexus enhances or adds some accountabilities, events, artifacts, and rules on top of Scrum. A Nexus is a group of 3 to 9 Scrum teams working together on the same product. Therefore, it has one product backlog, one product goal, and one product owner for all the Scrum teams. Each Scrum team also has developers and a Scrum Master. The Scrum Master may work for one or more teams, and is accountable that the Scrum team works according to the Scrum guide. During the sprint, the Scrum teams in a Nexus collaborate to resolve dependencies and often integrate their work to deliver at least one integrated increment at the end of the sprint. Something very important is to smash that like button and subscribe, clicking the notification bell to receive updates about new videos for you. Remember, more likes means more videos. Also, let me know what agile topics you would like to learn. An integrated increment is the sum of all integrated work completed by a Nexus. The integrated increment must meet the definition of done defined collaboratively by all the Scrum teams. Each Scrum team may have a more stringent definition of done, but not less rigorous. The flow starts with the Nexus sprint planning, where the product owner and appropriate representatives of Scrum teams meet to define the Nexus sprint goal, a sprint goal for each team that is aligned with the Nexus sprint goal, a sprint backlog for each Scrum team, and the Nexus sprint backlog, which is a composite of the items from all the sprint backlogs to highlight cross-team dependencies. During the sprint, appropriate representatives of each Scrum team meet in a Nexus daily Scrum to identify integration issues, cross-team dependencies, and inspect the progress to the Nexus sprint goal. As a result, the Nexus sprint backlog may be updated. They might define actions for the day to meet the Nexus sprint goal, and each team may discuss some of the issues in their daily Scrum. By the end of the sprint, the Nexus and stakeholders meet in a Nexus sprint review. This event replaces the sprint review of individual teams. During the Nexus sprint review, the Nexus presents the integrated increment to the stakeholders to receive feedback, discuss the progress to the product goal, collaborate on the next steps, and adapt the product backlog. The last event is the Nexus Sprint Retrospective, where all Scrum teams meet to increase the quality and effectiveness across the Nexus by inspecting individuals, teams, interactions, processes, tools, and the definition of done, and they define improvements. In addition, each Scrum team also has an individual retrospective. A Nexus has an ongoing activity called Cross-Team Refinement, where participants of the Scrum teams meet as needed to work on reducing the cross-team dependencies and forecast which team may work on which product backlog item. Each Scrum team may also have their own product backlog refinement. Nexus adds another accountability called the Nexus Integration Team, whose members are the product owner of the Nexus, the Scrum Master, and one or more Nexus Integration Team members. The goal of the Nexus Integration Team is coaching and guiding the Scrum teams to use practices and tools for producing an integrated increment. The Nexus Integration Team must ensure that an integrated increment is delivered per sprint, and it is responsible for ensuring a definition of done for the Nexus. The Nexus Integration Team does this by coaching and helping. However, The Scrum teams are the ones responsible for integrating their work often and mutually define the definition of done. The Nexus integration team members are people with the necessary skills and knowledge to help resolve Nexus issues. The Scrum Master of the Nexus integration team is responsible for the Nexus effectiveness and adoption as described in the Nexus guide. The members of the Nexus integration team may also work on other Scrum teams. However, the membership to the Nexus integration team is prioritized over any other team. A common bad practice is to create component teams where each team works on a specific architectural layer of the product. This is against the cross-functional teams idea by Scrum. Instead, we want that each team within the scaled approach for Scrum is able to work on all the layers of the system and create potentially releasable features added to the integrated increment. In other words, we want all the teams working for the same product to be cross-functional feature teams that understand the value provided by the product as a whole to the stakeholders. The Nexus has a sprint. In general, all the Scrum teams in a Nexus will have their sprints aligned with the sprint of the Nexus. However, this is not required. Each Scrum team can use other sprint length and other sprint start and end dates as long as the Scrum teams collaborate to integrate their work in at least one integrated increment by the Nexus sprint review. The only requirement is to have at least one integrated increment by the end of the sprint. What do you think? Have you applied or will you apply these concepts? Tell us more in the comments below. And remember to subscribe to not miss any of our new videos. What topics would you like to know? I will be releasing new videos every week.